97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. County Road U in Outagamie County will be closed for 2 weeks starting Monday, June 16th. The closure of the Wrightstown section of the road that runs under Interstate 41 and between its north and southbound ramps will close as part of the expansion of I-41 from 4 to 6 lanes of traffic between Grand Chute and De Pere. Oshkosh Corporation, a military vehicle manufacturer headquartered here in northeast Wisconsin, is offering temporary 3-month layoffs to union members due to overstaffing for its production of Joint Light tactical vehicles. Oshkosh Corp said about 50 employees have volunteered to take an excused, unpaid leave of absence with continued benefits and guaranteed return to work. Meanwhile, Oshkosh Defense, which is part of Oshkosh Corporation, announced today that they've received a 3-year contract extension with the United States Army to continue making the family of medium tactical vehicles A2 through 2023. Back in April, the defense company was also awarded a $95 million contract to produce a family of heavy tactical vehicles V order. Following a drop in revenue, the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation officials say they're preparing to cut back on some of the programs that they offer over the next couple of years. The agency brings in most of its funding from economic development surcharges, and officials say revenue brought in from those surcharges have not kept pace with inflation. The agency saw a $4 million drop in revenue, and funding is expected to decline even further. Governor Tony Evers called for a 160% budget increase for the agency in his biennial budget proposal. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
It's the Brewers and the Cardinals. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewers opening a 4-game series at home tonight against the Cardinals. On the mound from Milwaukee, making his major league debut, is Jacob Misiorowski. 6'7", a fastball that's been clocked at 103 miles per hour, was drafted by the Brewers 3 years ago. Meanwhile, veteran pitcher Aaron Savalier has now reportedly been asked to be traded after the Brewers reassigned him to the bullpen this week. NBA Finals, the Pacers beat the Thunder 116-107 to take a 2-1 lead. Tyrese Halliburton says Brad Weber, his coach from Oshkosh North High, was at the game.
It's important for me at a time like this to talk to people whose opinions I respect. Coach Weber is one of those, being my high school coach. Coach Prom is in the back there, my college coach. I've had many conversations with those guys. These games can get crazy, and, I think what I've learned from those guys as my coaches and Coach Carlisle, that people follow the leader.
That's the Pacers' Tyrese Halliburton. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Tonight and tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms with a cloudy sky. Low tonight, mid-50s. High tomorrow, mid-60s. Slight rain chances for the weekend, highs into the 70s. Temps start to warm up into next week as highs jump into the 80s. Currently at 64 degrees.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
Lily Roberts, she is from the Center for American Progress Action Fund.
They're trying to pretend that this bill would be good for the working class because of this really small carve out to our tax laws. The no tax on tips piece does not at all even come close to addressing the problem of wages in this country. A third of workers who work for tips in the first place don't make enough money to pay taxes at all.
The Maggie Dawn Show, weekday afternoons 4 until 6 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. The Todd Albaugh Show.
State Senator Kelda Royce.
The vast majority of people on Medicaid are already working, and it is Medicaid that makes it possible for them to work. People who are disabled or have chronic illnesses and without that health care, they would be out of the workforce. They would have no ability to participate in the economy, and now they can. Medicaid is one of the greatest workforce programs this country has ever built, and they are trying to dismantle it, and with it, they're going to take people's lives and economic security.
The Todd Albaugh Show, weekdays 2 to 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app. Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on the show, his new column suggests Governor Evers should not run for another term. Dan Shaver.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Night Light with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a guy who considers a silver medal a participation award, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what a night. It's Thursday, folks. It is the Christmas Eve of weekdays. I've had to clear my throat about 7,000 times today. I'll try to keep that to a minimum here tonight. Welcome. We have a great show tonight. It's another overcast summer night. What is happening? We've got issues with the... Folks, if you're watching on the stream, all hell is breaking loose already. There we go. Conrad Krieger is the man. I got to get this chair out of here. Look at that. That's going to be the Jenna Watkins chair. You can sit there. Hey, however you're joining us tonight, it's great to have you. Whether you're on the old-fashioned radio and you got the family gathered around, Dad's got his pipe, Mom's got her apron on, the kids are arguing, make them listen to the radio. It's good, clean fun. Or if you're on the app or the stream, it's great to have you here for Nightlight, folks. We hope we can help you wind down tonight. We are getting closer to a summer weekend, and Conrad's got a big bash plan this weekend. He's going to go to Milwaukee and see a comedian that uses foul language. I don't approve of that. But
yes, that's true.
And I get the sense that you're only going because he uses foul language.
Yes.
Have you fallen for that? Like, this is really funny because I can't believe he said that, or what?
Yeah, it's a type of comedian that you're like, wow, I can't believe he said that.
Yeah.
That was bad, but hilarious.
But in a good way.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fun. Lots of fun stuff on the show tonight. We got a great question, great guests. This is exciting. At 6:35 tonight, my pal Jenna Watkins is here. She is Miss Turtle Creek, formerly Miss Harbor Cities, and she is competing in the Miss Wisconsin contest. So she's kind of making the rounds this week, and she added Nightlight to her list. So it will be lovely to have her here. She's a wonderful person. We're going to talk about. She's going to make the popcorn pick of the week too, Conrad. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I left that out, but that's so. Here's what we got. We got like 3 guests all wrapped up into one Jenna. We've got Jenna's going to come on and make the popcorn pick of the week. Then we're going to talk about the Miss Wisconsin competition. I was not eligible again this year.
Sorry about that.
I know. You believe that? Always a bridesmaid. And then she also, her day job is cybersecurity. So we're going to talk to her about some cybersecurity things. I just outlined like a whole mini series. We only have her for a few minutes, but we'll get it all covered. And that's at 6:35. Jenna will be in studio here. And then, this is exciting too, at 7:20, Danny Bem, I'm saying that right, correct, Conrad?
Yeah.
Is going to be here. He is a Papa Murphy's Pizza owner. I think he owns a shop in West Bend, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound right as well?
That sounds right.
All right. We are banging on all cylinders. And he's going to be here in the studio. Well, right outside the studio. I think there might be fire code issues.
Yeah, there might be, yes.
Because you wouldn't even let me light a cigar with Norm a couple weeks ago. Conrad was like the cigar police.
Well, you don't want that smell. John Mino and Jim Schmidt, they'd have a fit.
And Ralph, when they smell that. But we won't be cooking pizza in the studio. If you are listening, fire department, we'll be right outside making Papa Murphy's pizzas on the grill. How fun does that sound?
And you can all see it if you join the stream, Facebook, YouTube, or Twix.
There you go.
And you can watch it live on the radio.
Wouldn't it be funny if Danny was here and he made the pizza on the grill, but then he wouldn't let us try any? Sorry,
He's
guys.
like, all right, guys, it's $18 a slice.
I got to make my overhead here. I can't be just shelling out pizza at anybody who walks past. So I assume we'll get a little taste test. I purposely arranged my eating schedule today so I could have gelato and pizza. And that's a great, a healthy meal. So that'll be fun.
That's very healthy.
All kinds of fun stuff happening here tonight. We had a surprise visit from Todd Michaels, who will be here during the pizza segment. And Todd Alba, the Todds, were here. So neither one of them like me personally, but I think they respect the show. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was nice, a nice surprise to see Todd Alba up north here in Green Bay. He'll be doing his show from here tomorrow. I will be guesting on that show as well. Always fun to join Todd on the air.
How are you going to bring it? Because Todd always brings it for this show. So how are you going to bring it?
Well, I think if I eat gelato on the show, Or you mean something that doesn't serve me?
You just bring in like 4 cups. All right, let's get this started.
I know, I got to find something to do because the last time I was on Todd's show, I was in Madison doing my show from there. And I just barely got there in time. I got on the air. So he's raised the bar. There's no question about that.
I mean, you could wear a tutu.
I could wear a tutu. I could get a bottle of whiskey and a cigar and a cowboy hat like Todd had on. Or I could go to a landmark here in Green Bay.
Yeah. You could do it live from my house. I think that's a landmark.
Live from Conrad's apartment. I'll have my feet up on the coffee table. And you know what I would do? I would pull a Dwight from The Office. Like when you did the StreamYard from your apartment and I'm there, I would get out of your bed and I would be naked. And you'd be like, hey, what the?
All right. You're not invited.
I think it'd be better to be in the studio, but I will find something to do to make Todd stay here in Wisconsin or in Green Bay fun. And he's been here before. Todd's no stranger to downtown GB, baby. All right, so we got a really fun question. I'm excited to get this. I think people are going to have fun with this tonight. Let's go to our question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question. Pregunta. Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question. Questions.
Name a celebrity whose fame you just don't get. You know what I just realized? That's not really a question the way I have it phrased. But I put a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah.
So I have to, if I were to read that properly, I would say, name a celebrity whose fame you just don't get. It's kind of weird, but you get the picture, folks. Let us know who, and there's a few, I have several. Mark Wahlberg, one of them. I get that he's
really
ripped. Great. He's not a bad actor. I don't understand how he's as big as he is.
Okay.
But he's not my number one. My number one is, and a lot of people have already addressed this on social media, I don't get the Kardashians. I do not get, I know what propelled their careers, and it was a little something I like to call SEX on VIDEO. So, and then, their dad was OJ's lawyer. There's really nothing, in my opinion, likable about the Kardashians. I can't find, and they influence so many people. Luckily, my daughter sidestepped the whole Kardashian thing. She didn't understand it, and it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand. They've had tons of plastic surgery. So if it's just a physical thing, it's like, okay, well, anybody could look like that. If you want to chisel your face or pay for surgery on various things, I have calf implants. I don't care. That's a joke, Conrad.
Sorry.
But seriously, I don't understand their fame. They're not necessarily talented.
I don't think they're talented at all.
But I'm trying to be objective here as best I can. I don't find them entertaining. Some people obviously do, or they just need a time waster. I don't get it, but they are my celebrities that I don't understand their fame. Who are yours? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Or you can text us on the app or on the stream. Just get a hold of us either way you can, and we will read your text on the radio, folks. That'll be very exciting. Conrad, I want you to think about this question, and I want you to give me your answer. But first, I'm going to read this, and then I want to know who you think.
All right.
And I know you're not going to say Adam Sandler, so take that off the board.
Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't played yet, folks, you have one more day to play Civic Media's Scotty Summer Text to Win contest. It's great fun. All our contests are fun, and they keep getting more and more popular, and this one is no exception. You just get the keyword, and you text in at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. Text in the keyword off the app. That's the kicker. You have to use the app. Text in the keyword, and you will be eligible to win $100 or Milwaukee Brewer Club level tickets. That's every hour that you play. And you'll also be eligible to join the race for the grand prize. We have 2 grand prizes, a trip to Door County or a trip to Baraboo, both lovely places in our state. And we are even throwing in gas money. I don't know about diesel. We have to look into diesel.
Yeah, we might have to look into that.
I just think it's something, if someone calls and says, hey, I'm driving my 18-wheeler to the chateau in Door County, that might not work. But we'll figure it out, folks. Anyway. We are throwing in gas money. 2 beautiful trips. I would take either one. I've been to Door County several times. I've only been to Baraboo like twice, but it's absolutely gorgeous there. You have one more day. Tomorrow is your final day, so get in on the fun. Text in off the app at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., or 4 p.m. Text in the keyword, and you will be all set. Good luck, everybody. Conrad, what is your... give me a celebrity. You don't understand their fame.
I don't know if you'll know this person, but you might because your son
Frank
is
Sinatra.
around my age.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Fred?
Well, Fred? Just Fred? Is this like Annoying Orange, one of those type of characters? Okay.
He had a really high-pitched voice, and for some reason that got him famous.
Oh, yes.
And
I
he
know
had
who Fred is.
He had like a huge YouTube channel and somehow got his own like sitcom and movie on Nickelodeon as well. And even when I was a kid, I thought it was annoying.
Yeah, that's weird. I kind of, it's interesting you went that route, though, because I would say, like, YouTube people, their fame seems so fleeting. But the fact that he got a movie out of it is pretty strange. Whatever happened to him?
I think he's still doing like TikTok or something like that. Really? But
I see Todd Michaels hanging out, loitering over in the corner there. What's his, does he have a celebrity? Or did he already text in on the... Let me see if Todd's got... Sometimes Todd plays along on social media. Oh, yeah, here he is. He commented on Friendster. No, Todd, do you have a celebrity you don't quite understand why they're famous or they're...
Got to spend some time thinking about that.
Okay, we'll get back to you. I didn't mean to make you work when you're just here hanging out, but you are in the producer booth where Todd feels most at home, no doubt. All right, so let us know, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. I have not had a driving issue in quite a while on my way down here. But what? Listen, this drives me nuts. And you drive all the time, Todd. You commute from, I almost said Omaha, Oshkosh. A cop has already pulled someone over. All right, the lights are going. Everybody's going along at like 75 miles an hour, pretty good clip. And they hit the brakes. The cop is not going to be writing a ticket and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can go. I'm going after that guy. He's already got the guy. Don't slow down. And you're going the speed. We're going 75 and a 70. Like, I don't know what it's like. It's like America's guilty conscience. Everybody's just like, I'm doing something wrong. I better slow down. It drives me nuts. So what did you just tell me, Conrad?
Fred?
No, not that. You just gave me some kind of hand signal or something. You gave me the bunt sign or something. Was that the 2-minute thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
30 seconds ago.
I know what that means. 30 seconds ago. I have to say, too, I've been watching this show. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, Line of Duty. It is so good. It's a British show, and it's a cop show, and it's about, like, internal affairs in Great Britain, and it is outstanding. There are 36 episodes total. I think I wrote about this in the Beats a couple weeks ago because I had just started watching it, but I cannot recommend this show enough. It's got 5 or 6 seasons. They're all like 4 or 5 episodes per season, well acted, and they always throw a twist at you. It never necessarily goes where you kind of think it will. But the show is so good, even if they go in that direction, you're like, I'm okay with this. But they always twist it up. It's great. It's a great show. Line of Duty. You can catch it on Hulu. Jenna Watkins is here. We're talking Miss Wisconsin at 6:35. Our soon-to-be pal, Danny Bem, will be here at 7:20. We're making pizza, folks. You got to stick around. Let us know. We're coming right back. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people laughing. Everyone around.
Of Green Bay, WGBW, home for Matinee on Air.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-471-9773. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-471-9773. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-471-9773. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-471-9773. That's 800-471-9773.
Summer, summer, summer.
It's time for Civic Media's Scotty Summer Text to Win contest right here on this local Civic Media radio station. We want to hook you up with $100 cash, Milwaukee Brewers club level tickets, and the chance to win a summer getaway to the Wisconsin Dells area or an escape to Door County. Download the free Civic Media app in the Google Play or App Store. Then listen in for the keywords during the 7 and 11 a.m. hour and 2 and 4 p.m. hour. Text in the keyword and get set to win. It's Civic Media's Scotty Summer.
Hey, it's John Mino.
And Jim Schmidt from Mino and the Mayor.
Want to stay in the loop with all things Northeast Wisconsin? Sign up for the WGBW weekly newsletter.
Get the latest local stories, updates on the weather, and a special feature from our Mino and the Mayor podcast.
It's your one-stop shop for real news and great conversation in Northeast Wisconsin.
Log on to WGBW.FM today and get signed up.
Real news, great conversation. Sign up today at WGBW.FM/newsletter.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers.
I get so lost sometimes.
Welcome back. This is Night Light. I am Pete Schwaba. You've got the Civic Media Radio Network. We got one more day on that contest. Conrad, did you know that?
I do, yeah. So make sure you get your text in tomorrow.
Get your text in tomorrow, absolutely. Well, our question of the night, folks, is whose fame do you just not understand? Is there someone you're like, what? I don't get it. I wouldn't go to their movies or watch their TV shows. I say the Kardashians. Conrad says Fred, which is he was an internet sensation back in the day and ended up making a movie, and he's still out there influencing, huh?
I guess so.
I haven't heard of him, so I don't know if he's not.
Ask your son Joe about
I
Fred.
I will. He keeps me current for the most part. So, but that's our question. Name a celebrity whose fame you just don't get. Let's go to our social media responses. I almost don't even want to read Luke's. It's just so Bush League. You know, he's supposed to be better than that. Luke Mathers, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you about Luke Mathers. Sharp guy. Does a lot of stuff here at Civic Media. He says Pete Schwaba.
You know,
you have to be a celebrity. I know I think I'm a celebrity, but let's be honest, folks. I'm not a celebrity. So I don't accept that answer, Luke.
I get it.
Luke's a Civic Media celebrity.
Yes, he is.
Wait, you get what? You get that he doesn't get my fame?
Yeah.
My lack thereof? Okay. Oh, Mathers, you old son of a gun, you've done it again. Daniel Wheeler, also on social media, says the artist Jeff Koons. His celebrity status only reinforces the public misconception that art is a joke worth millions. You got to go to the Google for that one, K-Man.
I will have
Take a powder and go to the Google. Nathan Timmel, filmmaker Nathan Timmel, he's been on the show before. He says all of them. That's a great answer. No, it's not. I've changed my mind. I'm pivoting already. I understand what you're saying with that, Nathan, but I think there are a lot of people who do deserve, not to say nobody deserves it, but there are people who I understand why they're as popular as they are, or, you know, why they've achieved so much, because they contribute so much artistically, creatively, and I think it's well-deserved. In my case, the Kardashians, to me, don't really contribute a whole lot to society. And there's a lot of people like that. But their entertainment, it's all subjective, and that is a very interesting answer. Thank you, Nathan. Monica Hale says, any of the Kardashians, get down on it. I'm with you, sister. I think the same. I don't get any of them. Are any of them likable? Conrad, if you had to date a Kardashian, gun to your head, who are you taking out for a nutty night out on the town?
I don't know. I'll take Kim out.
Kim? Would you do that? Would you?
Yeah, why not?
I love how you begrudgingly admit you kind of like Kim if you had to take someone. Lisa Hale says, Monica Hale, I third, fourth, and fifth this. So the Kardashians, they're in the lead. And Amanda Nimmer says, I second this. I don't think you can second something that's been third, fourth, and fifth. So I'm going to say Amanda sixth this. Nick Wallander from Comedy City in De Pere says, Logan Paul. Yeah, another one.
Yeah, he's been like doing it since he was like 13.
But he was like an actor then. Like he had.
No, that was his brother.
Oh, it's his brother.
Logan was the one who started their YouTube channel.
Oh man, is he the boxer?
Yes.
Logan.
Well, he's the wrestler.
Okay.
The WWE wrestler.
And the other one's the boxer.
Yep.
Okay. And those are the most sterile. That's not even entertainment. Because you know that was fixed.
Oh, I mean, WWE is obviously just scripted.
What?
Sorry. I'm sorry to do that to you.
Jim from Appleton says, the Hawktua girl. Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
He says, I despise the Kardashians and Robin Leach. Jim is all over the board with that answer. I love it. The Hawktua girl, and I despise the Kardashians and Robin Leach. And Todd did win. Matt Rife. Yeah, you know what, Todd? You're, I've heard a lot of complaints. Let me ask you this, Todd. Is he funny? Because I've heard a lot of people say, well, he had all this plastic surgery.
I think at one time he was funny, but I think he said some things that kind of offended me, and it's like,
Offended you? Wow.
I mean, it takes a lot to offend me, and you know that.
Yeah. Other than my presence, you are not easily offended. And then we had, I gotta say this too, because Conrad said, every week we put a best of together and we send it down to Luke Mathers, who doesn't agree with my lack of celebrity. And Conrad said, we sent the Sydney Sweeney products interview with Bob Bremerton. And Conrad said, I wanted to hurl a few times, but it was funny. So that was fun.
That was rich.
And then on the stream, we've got Dave, who says, Paul Lynn. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't mind Paul Lynn. He was funny. He had some great one-liners on, was it Match Game or Hollywood Squares? But hey, again, this is subjective. There are no right or wrong answers, folks. There are only your answers. Thank you, Dave. Paula, Conrad's mom, weighs in and says, any of the reality stars, none of the shows are actually real. That is very true, Paula. They are not real. They are scripted, and it's a way for them to get away without paying writers. The producers tell people what to say. They concoct these scenarios. It's all BS. You are absolutely right, Conrad's mom. Thank you, Paula. We got a phone call?
Yeah.
We can squeeze one in before the break, right?
Yes, we can.
Who are we talking to?
The half-baked couch potato.
Who's that? That's how he's identifying himself?
This is Ollie from the Northwoods.
Oh, Ollie, how are you?
Hi. I thought I'd give you a shout out for your potato joke.
I'm glad you're a potato. We had you on the phone the other night, and you got disconnected or something. I went on to take the call, and you were not there, and I was sad.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. We've got I'm just letting you know, we got about 30 seconds or so, Ollie.
Well, how about Hulk Hogan and Jesse Ventura?
Oh, that's a toss-up. Let's put them both on the list. I love that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's outstanding. Thanks so much, Ollie. Have a great evening in the Northwoods.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. We are coming back, folks. We have an actual beauty contestant right here in the studio, and it's not Conrad. Jenna Watkins will be here after the news. Stick around, and we've got pizza. We're making pizza in the studio. Come on down. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Glitter in the sky, glitter in the eyes, shining just the way we are. I feel like we're forever every time we get together, but whatever, let's get lost on Mars. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way, we're renegading, yeah.
The talk of Green Bay, WGBW. Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. The City of Green Bay appoints Jim Ritterbush as the District 8 alderperson.
thank you for all your support, and I really look forward to working with this council and making it one of the best councils ever, as far as I can say. So thank you.
Ritterbusch fills the seat vacated by Chris Weary, who resigned after 2 decades of service to the city due to family health matters. Ritterbusch will fill the term until April of 2026. He's already indicated that he will run for re-election. Mark Anderson and Megan Borchardt were also finalists for the District 8 seat. Ritterbusch was appointed during the June 10th Common Council meeting. The Menasha Joint School District Board of Education voted last night to operate the University Child Care Center on the UW-Oshkosh Fox Cities campus after it closes on June 20th. Superintendent Matt Zimmerman called it a fantastic opportunity for the school district. Winnebago County owns the campus and its buildings. The 1-year lease agreement with the county allows the Menasha Joint School District to operate the Child Care Center and to assume responsibility for its utilities and staff. Now is the time for housing and shelter services in the state of Wisconsin to put in their applications for grant funding from the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority. The agency opened the grant application process last week for nonprofits and cooperatives that provide emergency shelter services, transitional residences, and extremely low-income housing. Chosen organizations will receive a share of $2 million in grant funding with a maximum award of $50,000. The application can be found online and must be submitted by July 31st. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Summer blockbuster season rolls on this weekend with some great options if you are headed to the theater. The highly anticipated live-action version of How to Train Your Dragon opens this weekend and has a very solid 82%.
Safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
Todd Albaugh.
Hey, everybody, join us next time. We'll be live from WGBW.
It's time for the Nite Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. We are about to make the Popcorn Pick of the Week. Very exciting. We do this every Thursday at 6:35. And we've heard a lot of different movie selections, I would say. Right, Con?
Actor selections?
Movie selections.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the question.
Oh, no. I'm going to ask our next guest a question, too. But did you find out who Jeff Koons was?
I sent you a picture, actually.
Okay, I'm kind of busy over here, so you can just tell me who he is. I don't know,
sorry.
Hosting a show. No, we'll do that. We'll get to Jeff Koons. That's not important, because you know what? Right now, folks, I've got a guest in studio. I've known this girl. We've been friends for a long time, almost a year.
Yeah, a very long time.
We judged a costume contest together at Sputnik Fest in Manitowoc, and that's where we met. And she has been on the show before. She is Miss Turtle Creek, and she is competing in the Miss Wisconsin competition. And she's the perfect person to make the popcorn pick of the week. Jenna Watkins joins me in studio. Hey.
Hi, Pete. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you here. And it's great that you drove here. You just reminded me that you have a 2-hour drive.
Yes,
So you're a real trooper.
Hey, like I was just telling you, I needed to have one in-person interview with Pete Schwaba in
Yes.
my life. It needed to happen.
In your life? Well, we could do this again, you know. This doesn't
Okay.
have to be. I mean, unless I offend you and you storm out or something.
Hey,
I
let's
don't
do this.
anticipate
Let's
that.
set it on the calendar. Make it a yearly thing.
Conrad, pencil her in.
Sounds good.
It's great to see you, and thank you for being here. This is really exciting. We'll do the popcorn pick, and then I've got a lot of questions for you about Miss Wisconsin and cybersecurity. You're going to indulge me a little bit, and you're so nice about that. You did last time, and I had a lot of questions for you.
I love talking about cybersecurity.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's fascinating stuff. So, okay, how do you, Jenna Watkins, like to watch movies?
So I love watching on my couch at home with freshly popped popcorn. My family doesn't do like the bag popcorns. We have our own popcorn maker.
Okay.
And so it is the only way that I will eat popcorn now.
Purist.
It's the best. Mhm.
Okay. Do you have like a flavor or anything like that, or?
Nope, just straight. So we use butter, coconut oil, and
Okay.
then we use flavicol. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's the same salt that they use in movie theaters to salt their popcorns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flavicle.
I think I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but
I think
yeah.
you're probably spot on. I had a broken clavicle in playing high school sports, but it's such a bad joke. Conrad, don't laugh at that.
I wasn't going to.
You were smiling. You were on the cusp. Look, Todd's laughing, but Todd came from Hagermeister Park, so I don't know what else. Todd's got a little help. You're here on a really fun night. I told you we're making pizza later. That's a potential movie snack too.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the popcorn pick. So let me ask you this, Jenna. What kind of movies do you like? What genre do you typically watch?
I watch a lot of action and a lot of fantasy movies. I'm a huge nerd. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
So give me those superhero movies, give me those magic movies. But I love a good action flick. And that's actually what I watch to prepare for Miss Wisconsin, is I watch a lot of action movies.
Can I ask you how that correlates? How you watch a lot of action movies? That's interesting.
Yes. Well, if you think about it, always in the beginning of an action movie, you have the hero or the main character either fail at a fight or fail at whatever they're trying to do. And so they work hard, they're dedicated. And then at the end of the movie, most of the time they're successful and
Yes.
they win, which is a very much like what competing is like. There's a lot of times where you don't make the goal, but you still reach other goals, and you're constantly
Yeah.
learning and you're constantly working.
Wow, that's a fantastic answer. And I would ask you your favorite action movie, but I don't want to interfere. If that's your popcorn pick of the week, we probably shouldn't go there. We'll hold off on that.
We'll say my favorite action movie is Best of the Best.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, like it's a
Oh, that's
karate
a
movie
karate
from
movie,
like
yeah.
1990 something, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I don't
That's
actually know when it was made. It might have
Okay.
been made before I was born, but it's a great movie.
How do you like to watch movies? Do you like to go to the theater, or do you like to sit at home? You mentioned your family and popcorn before. What's your tactic?
Oh, I sit at home. It's because I can't bring my dogs to the theater. I need to have my dogs
Thank
on my
you
lap.
for that. I'm sure they're lovely. We know. Are they service dogs?
No,
Oh,
they're two Shih Tzus. They were both
Language.
found in Milwaukee,
Okay.
and one of them only has 3 legs.
How did that happen?
So when she was brought into animal control, they both had to be medically shaved, and as they were medically shaving one of them, they found a string tied around her leg. The leg looked weird, so she went in for X-rays, and her leg was broken for so long that the bone actually started to like disintegrate. And was still attached to her.
Man, that's weird. I ask you that because my dad had a 3-legged dog, and it was fine. It could run around. I couldn't believe the things it could do with 3 legs. But I didn't know if you and you still adopted it even though it had 3 legs.
Oh, That's the reason why we adopted
Oh,
it. We
that's very
always go
nice.
for those harder cases to adopt out.
Yeah. Wow. That's really admirable. What are the dogs' names?
Luna and Pepper.
Oh, good names too. Okay. And did they like movies? Do they like Turner and Hooch or something like that? Do they like the dog movies?
They love when we have a movie night because that just means that they can sit down on our laps the entire night
Okay.
because they're very lazy. All they want to do is sit on your lap and get pets.
That's fantastic. All right. So, you like action movies. You like to watch them at home. You like real popcorn. I think that's all fantastic. Have you ever cried during a movie?
Oh, all the time. And I will say my popcorn pick is a movie that generally gets me to cry.
Okay.
And what is it? Is it Boys in the Boat? I think Boys in the Boat makes me cry. It came out 2 years ago or
About 2
something?
or 3 years ago, yeah. I still haven't seen that. Okay.
Oh, it's good. You got to watch it.
So you didn't cry like during Best of the Best, did you? Like a karate movie? Does that make you cry?
I mean, I got teary-eyed at the end.
When he broke the board?
No. So have you ever seen it?
No. Well, I might have seen it like on cable years ago, but I don't remember.
Okay. Do you mind if I spoil it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So you have this karate team going up against the other team. So this was in the Olympics. And the American team doesn't actually win. But so during the medaling ceremony, you have I believe it was a South Korean team, I might be wrong, who they were competing against. But you have each player from the opposing team step forward and say, I know your name. I know your story. Your brother is my brother. And they go down the line, each one, and it just makes me so emotional.
Like good sports? You're getting emotional now even thinking about it. Like just because it's good sportsmanship?
Mm-hmm. It's good sportsmanship.
I'll tell you what almost made me, Con, I don't know if you've seen this. Remember there was a pitcher. This was a viral video. The pitcher threw and hit a batter in the head. And the batter went down and the pitcher felt so awful. He sat there and he couldn't control himself. He was crying because he thought he really seriously hurt this guy. So the guy obviously got beamed, got to take his base. He walked over and gave the pitcher a hug. And these two are just standing there in the middle of the baseball field. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And I might have cried. All right. So back to movies. Okay. Do you have a special or a favorite drink you like? Do you like a certain type of cocktail when you sit at home and watch a movie?
I love a kitty cocktail. Like the Shirley Temple Sprite and cherry grenadine. Oh, just hits.
Tell me you at least have a double.
Sometimes.
Do you not drink at all?
I mean, we're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So sometimes, but normally not. No.
Okay, good for you. All right, my guest is Jenna Watkins. She is a Miss Wisconsin contestant. She is here tonight as Miss Turtle Creek, and we're going to talk to her about that contest in just a few short moments. We were talking to her about movies here. She is here to make the popcorn pick of the week. And I have to ask you, have you ever seen Miss Congeniality?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did you like it?
You know, when I first watched it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst movie ever. I can't believe people like it. And then my friend who I was watching it with said, you know why you don't like it? Because you are exactly the main character.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, you don't like it because it's a reflection on your life. And then after that, I loved it.
Oh, that's nice. It was a funny movie. There were some funny parts to it. All right. So when is the last time you've gone to the theater to watch a movie?
I can't remember what movie I saw, but I think I went like last winter.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I have one more movie question for you. What is the funniest movie you've ever seen? Do you like comedies?
I do like comedies. I don't watch them as much. Does Wonka count as a comedy?
Yeah, sure.
Wonka,
all right.
Hands down.
The new one with
yes.
Timothée Chalamet?
Yes, the musical.
All right, Con, I think we're ready. You ready with the drum roll? We are ready to get Miss Turtle Creek, Jenna Watkins, who is live in studio, her popcorn pick of the week. Conrad, if you please.
Miracle from 2004.
How great is that? You've seen that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the hockey one, right? The hockey
yes.
movie. I love that movie. That's one of the, it's a great sports movie, and it's one that a lot of people don't always go to right away when you talk sports movies. It's kind of a forgotten sports movie, but every time you mention it, people flip for it because it's a really good film. That's a great choice.
Like I said, it's the hard work, it's the dedication that everyone just puts into it.
Yeah.
Like I can still remember superb again.
Yeah.
Again. Like,
Did you cry?
Oh, definitely. I'm a big softie.
Because you weren't even born yet. That was like the 1980 U.S. hockey team, right? I remember that.
Yep, I wasn't born yet.
Oh, wow. I wasn't born yet. I was still in the womb, but I do remember all the cheering on the outside. Hey, this is fun. Thank you for giving us the popcorn pick of the week. Folks, if you haven't seen the film Miracle, it is outstanding. As Jenna mentioned, it's from 2004. It's a great movie and a great sports movie and a great underdog movie because the U.S. was not supposed to win. It was a bunch of college guys, right? If I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was no pro players. Like, that was the whole thing, is the U.S. was the only team that didn't use pro players for the Olympics.
Right. That's
at
right.
the time.
Okay. Which made it even more of an upset, which was great.
Yes.
All right. Are you ready to talk some... What's the proper term? Is it a beauty pageant? Is it
It's a service organization.
Service organization. Okay. How did you get... All right. When I met you last fall at the Sputnik Fest when we were judging costumes, you were Miss Harbor Cities. And now you're Miss Turtle Creek. How does that work? How did you switch titles?
So you have a year of service where you go out into your area and you volunteer, you talk about your community service initiative. And so when we met at Sputnik Fest, that was actually at the end of my year of service as Miss Harbor Cities.
Right.
It was supposed to be my last appearance, but then I managed to get an interview with the one and only Pete Schwaba.
Here on Nite, that was a evening to remember. That was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was your official last duty as Miss Harbor Cities?
Well, I had to appear in the competition and give up my crown and do an interview, but yeah, basically.
Wow. So how did you parlay that into Miss Turtle Creek?
So Miss Turtle Creek is a title within the South Central Competitions Incorporated group.
Okay.
And so I competed in late January in Beloit in the phases of competition: interview, on-stage question, talent, evening gown, and health and fitness.
That is really cool. So could you just keep doing that circuit, so to speak?
You can, as long as you meet a certain amount of requirements. So
Yeah.
to be a Miss, you need to be between the ages of 18 and 27. So this is going to be my last year. You also need to live, work, or go to school in Wisconsin, and you need
Okay.
to be a natural-born female.
Okay. So there are a few parameters. You scratch that off your list, Conrad. You're not eligible. Think about that.
I was really looking forward to it.
Jenna Watkins is here, folks. She is Miss Turtle Creek. She's competing for Miss Wisconsin. We'll talk to her about that after this very short break. And then hour number 2, we are making pizza here, just outside the studio. You going to stick around for pizza?
Maybe. We'll see.
Take some in the car ride home. All right, we're coming right back. It's Nite Light with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
So bright. Did we get hitched last night? Dressed up like Elvis. Why am I wearing your class ring? Don't call your mother, 'cause now we're partners in crime. Don't be a baby, remember what you told me. And put your money where your
As Wisconsin as a fish fry on a Friday night, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Feeling better is about feeling all kinds of things. You want to feel healthy, sure, but you also want to feel heard and understood, valued, even, loved. That's what we want too. We're Amplify Health, and we think the best way to care for someone is to care about them. That's why all our treatments include a little empathy. Welcome to healthcare that's all about caring. Welcome to Amplify Health by Bellin. A little empathy, change everything.
There was a time when barbecue was perfect. A strong, reliable flavor that could be counted on. But then big manufacturers decided that barbecue needed to be zesty or spicy or sweeter or whatever. If you miss the good old days of great tasting barbecue, we'd like to introduce you to Grandpa's Barbecue. Made in small batches from Grandpa's original recipe. Buy yours online today at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
Drop what you're doing because Appleton has a whole week of fun just for you. Hey, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And you can enjoy an entire week of live local musician performances thanks to the 13th annual Appleton Street Music Week. June 9th through 13th from noon till 1. These musicians are donating their time to raise money to help support and elevate the community. And if you want to be involved, go to WGBW.FM and click events.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. In discussions over the so-called Big Beautiful Bill backed by Donald Trump that's making its way through Congress, none other than Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson has emerged as the most prominent Republican critic of the bill, saying at a recent Milwaukee Press Club event that it is, quote, not even close to adequate. Johnson has said he wants spending cuts to go even further, including making cuts to Medicaid. But Johnson's position as a critic of this bill makes him especially influential in these negotiations. But let's not forget the last time he was in a similar position. In 2017, he was a critic of the Trump tax cut bill, but what he fought for was a tax break for certain types of businesses, perhaps not coincidentally, businesses owned by his largest donors, Dick and Liz Uline. In 2018 alone, the Ulines received more than $200 million in tax breaks because of this bill. So as the Big Beautiful Bill is negotiated in the Senate, let's not forget this piece of recent history.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area. Mino and the Mayor.
DeLorean Walls in the house.
Y'all have been such a powerful platform for so many, including myself, that's bringing so much awareness. And just because the last couple of times I've been on the show, so many people have been asking, how can we help serve? And if we can get that normal, our community is going to flourish even further.
Mino and the Mayor, weekday mornings 6 till 9 on 97.9 WGBW and 98.3 and 96.5 WISS and the
The studio has just gotten much more competitive because we have an actual Miss Wisconsin competitor here, folks. She is Jenna Watkins. She is here live in the studio. She's going to compete for Miss Wisconsin. So tell us about that. That's got to be like, you've done that before, right?
Yes, I have.
Is it nerve-wracking?
It is. And for me, it's nerve-wracking, not because I'm worried that I'm not going to do well. For me, it's looking at everyone who has given me time and energy, and I just don't want to let them down.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you have like sponsors? Is that what you're talking about? Or are there people that are like pulling for you?
Oh, there's always people that are pulling for me. Whenever you have a title, you have a group of people behind you that are helping you with interview prep, that are helping you with talent prep, altering any outfits that you're wearing. So there's so many people behind you that put so much work into you. I don't want to let anyone down, which is probably the most nerve-wracking part of it.
So how did you, walk us through what the competition is like. Does it take place over the course of a weekend, one evening? What categories are there? I kind of remember watching, Miss USA when I was a kid because it was like there were 3 channels, so we would watch it. But do they still do all like that talent and swimsuit and all that kind of stuff?
Yes. So this year it's so exciting because New Berlin is the new place for Miss Wisconsin. So it's been in Oshkosh for over 60 years, but this year we're trying out New Berlin, Wisconsin. And so we're actually going to be starting out the week with a Father's Day parade that ends at the New Berlin Historical Society. If you're in the area, come on down.
Oh, wow.
And then for us, competition starts Monday morning. And that's when I actually have my 10-minute interview with the judges, which thank you for giving me practice because I have no clue what the judges are going to ask me, just like I have no clue what you're going to ask me.
Do you want me to try to ask you like gotcha questions and that and kind of trick you? Or?
Sure.
Okay. Let me think about that. Conrad, let's get to work on that.
Sounds
Make sure
good,
Jenna
yeah.
goes prepared into this meeting. So that meeting, is it just one judge? Is any of this televised?
So that is not televised, but it's 5 judges. You have a 30-second opening and a 30-second closing. So there's really 9 minutes where they're asking you questions.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. And they can ask you anything under the sun.
Wow. Like how much you make a year?
They could.
Oh, that's kind of personal.
I'm not saying I'd respond and tell them, but they could ask me.
Has a Miss Wisconsin contestant ever told a judge to stick it? That probably wouldn't be.
Probably not in those words.
All right, fair enough. So, and then do you have like a talent? Is there like a talent? What is your talent? What do you do for that?
So I am jazz dancing to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Oh, great song.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It tells my story, basically, just like the action movies. Don't stop the hero.
Yeah.
But so after interview, we have competition in person that people can come see us at the New Berlin West Performing Arts Center.
Nice.
Starting Wednesday, June 18th. So that night, I'm going to be competing in onstage question and evening gown. And then the Thursday, the 19th, I'm going to be competing in talent and health and fitness.
Okay.
And then on Friday, all of the teens compete to become Miss Wisconsin's teen. And then on Saturday, the top 11 are called, and then they do all of the onstage again. So they do onstage question, talent, fitness, and evening gown.
Is it competitive in terms of like, do you have, are you friends with all the other contestants? Have you ever been tempted to kneecap somebody and let them have it, or pull a Tanya Harding, or what?
Oh, no. I always say, if I win, I want to win because I'm the best, not because someone else had something unfortunate happen to them. And the saying that a queen always fixes another queen's crown is so true, especially during Miss Wisconsin week. You'll have people coming up, oh, let me quick tie this up or tuck in your dress straps. Like, we're all there for each other because there's no one else who gets to go through that specific Miss Wisconsin week with us.
Do you have to have a specific, like a cause? Like, let's say you win Miss Wisconsin. And I've known a Miss Wisconsin before, and I remember talking to her about this is like 35 years ago. What becomes your charge, so to speak?
So it's called a Community Service Initiative, or CSI for short, and mine is all about identity theft. It's called It's Your Identity, Protect It.
Wow.
And this stemmed from when I had my identity stolen when I was 16 years old because I wanted to buy a pretty homecoming dress.
Now I remember this. We talked about this a little bit last time.
Yes, we did.
And is that what propelled you into cybersecurity?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about that too, but I want to talk. So that's your cause when you're Miss Wisconsin. And how busy did they keep you? Like you probably had stuff to do as Miss Turtle Creek or Miss Harbor Cities, but like if you do win Miss Wisconsin, how busy are you? And is that a full-time gig?
It is a full-time job. You are kept so busy. And whether that's with appearances that you find or appearances that they find, it's all up to you on what you make your year.
Okay.
But if I become Miss Wisconsin, I plan to be very busy.
So I believe that about you. You seem like kind of a go-getter. Do you have, what do you do with your cybersecurity gig? Do a bunch of people just get hacked because you had to go be Miss Wisconsin? How does that work? I don't think that's very fair.
No. So what I would do is I would go into different age groups and give them age-appropriate cybersecurity advice for young children, elementary schoolers. I help them understand that stranger danger is not just in the physical world, but it also is in the virtual world as well, which a lot of kids don't realize.
Right.
And then I have specific talking points for each age group all the way up to seniors where I really focus on scams because unfortunately seniors are a huge vulnerable portion of our population that often fall for scams.
How do you even... Well, we'll get to that too. Okay, so who's your stiffest competition, Miss Wisconsin?
Myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You have to stay confident, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you don't win, is there someone you're cheering for?
I want someone who will be a phenomenal Miss Wisconsin and will run with the crown and not just say, oh, I'm wearing a sparkly hat now. I want them to actually use it.
Or just getting it for their resume or whatever,
Yes.
something like that. So how many titles have you had?
5.
Wow.
I just realized the song.
What do you think we're doing here, Jenna? All right, hold that answer. We're going to do intermission here. We'll come back for Act 2. We'll have more with Jenna Watkins. She's running for. She's in the Miss Wisconsin competition, and her day gig is she's into cybersecurity. So we're going to talk to her about that too. It's all coming up next in Act 2 on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball.
This is 97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A California senator who has called for the Los Angeles protest called them a crisis of Donald Trump's making, forcibly ejected from a California news conference held by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. As Alex Padilla entered the room and stepped toward Noem and tried to ask a question, agents grabbing the senator and pulling him out of the room, handcuffing him behind his back and pushing him face down on the floor. L.A. Mayor Karen Bass a short time later.
They've been threatening elected officials with arrests, and they just shoved and cuffed a sitting U.S. senator. How could you say that you did not know who he was?
House Speaker Mike Johnson saying the senator's action was inappropriate. The U.S. will be sending resources to India to help investigate the Air India plane crash. It went into a medical college after takeoff. At least 260 people dead, including at least 5 on the ground. Just one survivor of the 242 people on board the aircraft. This is ABC News.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Brown County will not see an expansion to its court system after the Joint Finance Committee voted along party lines on a budget motion that would have helped alleviate a severe backlog of cases. The motion to add judges, prosecutors, public defenders, and other staff to the Brown County Circuit Court had bipartisan support, but was rejected Tuesday by the Republican-led Joint Finance Committee. In the last decade, Brown County has seen an increase of 220% in pending felony cases, and over 500 individuals have been waiting for 2 years in jail for their day in court. The Green Bay Common Council voted to deny 7 massage parlors and 1 bar license renewal during its June 10th meeting. Half of the city establishments licensed in Green Bay had violations over the past year that included having unlicensed personnel, advertising on sites known for sexual services, sexual contact, or criminal history, among others. All were initially granted licenses last year when the city started requiring permits for massage establishments. In addition to the massage licenses, the Common Council also voted to deny Stage 1 at 231 North Broadway a renewal of its liquor license. Alexander Graziano is the owner of Stage 1.
That we would appeal that decision if for no other reason than to publicly make known our side of the story, one which we believe highlights a pattern in the city of shutting down establishments deemed to serve a demographic that the city seems to view as a problem.
In its recommendation for denial, the Green Bay Police Department listed 18 violations of stipulations for the liquor license for Stage 1 or disturbances at the bar. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
The Redbirds come to town. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports, where the Brewers open a 4-game set against the Cardinals tonight in Milwaukee. Rookie right-hander Jacob Mizorowski gets the start. Veteran Aaron Savalier moved to the bullpen, now asking to be traded. The Crew losing 6-2 yesterday to the Braves. Rookie right-hander Chad Patrick gave up 5 runs in his 5 innings.
I don't know, honestly. Early on, just felt like I was behind in the counts. And then as we got going, was able to mix in some more breaking balls and changeups. So one of those days, you know.
NBA Finals, the Pacers beat the Thunder 116-107 to take a 2-1 lead in that series. NFL, Packers minicamp, Matt LaFleur on why they're taking a look at wide receiver Bo Melton at defensive back, the same position Melton's brother Max plays for the Cardinals.
His brother's a pretty good player as well. I just thought that if there is somebody that could potentially do both, he would be that guy.
That's Matt LaFleur with Sports on Mike Clemens.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Tonight and tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms with a cloudy sky. Low tonight, mid-50s. High tomorrow, mid-60s. Slight rain chances for the weekend, highs into the 70s. Temps start to warm up into next week as highs jump into the 80s. Currently at 64 degrees.
Lean Local with Jim Schmidt.
The coal piles are finally moving. We talk port expansion and economic development with Dean Hain and Brian Johnson. Join us.
Sunday afternoons at 1 on 97.9 WGBW and the Civic Media app. The Todd Albaugh Show.
Ken, as I like to call him, my least favorite Martin, chairman of the Democratic National Committee.
The other night I said to myself for the first time, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Matt Flynn.
You go into combat and the general goes, I'm afraid. It reminds me of the coach of the Jets back in the 90s. The other team would come on the field and say, boy, they look big. No, I swear to God. And the Jets lost 12 games. I mean, You can't have this kind of stuff. Get this guy out of here. Put in Ben Wickler.
The Todd Albaugh Show. Weekdays 2 to 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a guy who once tore his ACL playing chess, Pete Schwaba.
It's true, folks. I'm a very intense chess player.
One of these days I need to hear that story.
Oh, it's bad. They had to cart me off, but I gave him one of these on the way out. I put my thumb up, and all the old guys in the park cheered. Hey, it's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, folks. We're kicking off Act 2, and if you were not here for Hour 1, you really should have been, folks. We had a great time. We have a great question tonight. Name a celebrity whose fame you just don't get. I said the Kardashians. I also don't totally get Mark Wahlberg. Conrad said Fred.
Yes.
Jenna, do you remember Fred?
No, I don't.
He's the kid with like the really high pitched voice.
Yeah, he's really annoying. Like
he was on like Nickelodeon and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I cannot believe he is still that people just don't give him a beating regularly because he was that annoying.
Well, that was the catch, is that his neighbor did do that.
Really?
What?
Oh,
Yes.
I'm not advocating violence. I'm just saying he was very irritating. So that's our question tonight, folks. Let us know what celebrity is, you just don't get. You don't understand their fame. So we did that. We talked with our friend Jenna Watkins, who is here. She gave us the popcorn pick of the week and chose the film Miracle, right?
Yes.
2004, about the 1980 Olympic hockey team that from the USA that beat the Russians. A great pick. And we talked about is it beauty pageants? Say it what it is.
Scholarship competitions.
Oh, that's what it is now?
Yep.
Scholarship competition.
It's
Okay.
focused on scholarship and service.
Okay, so Jenna has been Miss Harbor Cities and Miss Turtle Creek, and she's competing for Miss Wisconsin. And that happens next week, right?
Yes.
It's coming up.
Yes,
So
I
you're,
head off on Sunday.
wow. All right. Do they put you up?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Which
All right.
is very nice.
And how do you, all right, so Jenna and I, just to recap, we met last year. We both judged a costume contest at Sputnik Fest in Manitowoc, thanks to our coworker here, Amanda Nimmer, who set that up. That's where I met Jenna. And we brought it as judges. I think we did a bang-up job. I have not been asked back yet, but I don't know if you...
I think they should ask us back.
You think they will?
I don't know.
Conrad, what are you doing? Why don't you go down there and judge some alien costumes?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to be in a costume.
I mean, that would work too.
Would it kill you to dress up in disguise
sorry.
every once in a while?
Yeah.
All right. So Jenna and I were talking about she made the popcorn pick. We talked about Miss Wisconsin. Her day gig, folks, is she does cybersecurity, and I find that fascinating. And I love how you tie that to the Miss Wisconsin competition because, as you mentioned in the first hour, you had your identity stolen at 16. What was that like for you when you found out, and how did you deal with it? How did you get it back?
Pete, the day that it happened, it felt like the worst day of my life. I wanted the ground to just swallow me whole. I had no clue what happened. My bank account was emptied.
Wow.
But looking back, I can now say that was the best day of my life because it gave me direction when I needed it. I mean, who's in high school and they know what they want to do, right?
Right.
So I was trying to figure that out. And once the initial turmoil was done, I got angry and I'm like, I never want to feel this way again. And what's more, I never want anyone else to feel that way too.
Good for you.
And that's just what threw me into cybersecurity.
Jeez. So how do you go about, and I have a similar story. Well, I'll just tell you, my daughter, we went to file our taxes 2 years ago, and someone got her social security number and filed on her behalf, hoping to get a refund. And we were told that this happens a lot with kids. They don't make enough, so they fly under the radar. And if somebody can get a couple $100 or whatever in a refund, they do that. So we had to get it. Now we have to get a PIN from the IRS every year for like 5 years or something like that. It doesn't sound like it was as traumatic as you, but it's a pain. And it's like, and you feel violated. So how did you, talk us through your recovery from that. Where do you start? Do you have to go down to the DMV? Do you have to go to the Social Security office, or all of the above?
So thankfully, if you can say that with identity theft, it was only my bank account that was stolen.
Okay.
So they got my debit card and they emptied out my entire bank account. They weren't able to access any information. So it was a lot of working with my bank, signing affidavits, working with them to be like, no, I'm not in Texas buying a $6,000 TV.
Wow.
So it was just a lot of meetings and a lot of signing things that I really didn't understand. I still have no clue what I signed to this day.
Right.
But eventually the bank got my money back, which is what
they
we
did?
wanted.
Okay.
Yes.
How much did you have at 16 in the bank? I probably had about $9. Did you get
Between $6,000 and $8,000.
Where
was my
does
college
a
savings.
16-year-old get that kind of money?
I was taught to save by my parents. And so what my parents told me is every time that I would get money for a birthday or Christmas, Easter, they would say, now you can either buy whatever I wanted at that time, like a teddy bear, gaming console, whatever, or you could go to college.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I need to save my money for college. So I didn't really spend any money.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So here you are. Okay, you got this great job. You're packing all this money away. You're Miss Wisconsin. Tell us a skeleton you have in your closet. We need to find a chink in the armor here for Jenna.
I truly hate creating passwords. It's my least favorite thing to do.
Well, if that's all you're going to give us, I guess I'll take it. So let me ask you this about cybersecurity. What can basic everyday people like Conrad and me, what can we do to protect ourselves that doesn't cost us a ton of money? What's a simple thing we can do to protect our identities?
Turn on bank and credit card notifications on your phone, because this way you'll get that notification to your phone anytime that money is deposited, anytime that money is taken out. So it's a very easy way, no cost whatsoever, for you to keep an eye on those financial services.
No kidding. So, and that's a simple fix, but here's the thing. Here's why I think people get lazy, because if you tell a credit card company or your debit card, oh, hey, I was stolen, they just give you your money back. It's really, the onus is really on them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But I bet, like, do you encounter a lot of people, or have you heard this, where a lot of people have been stolen from and they don't even know because they take minimal amounts out? Does that happen?
Oh, all the time. So how it normally happens is if your credit card is for sale on the dark web, someone buys it and they'll first do a purchase that's a couple of cents, couple of dollars, just to make sure that the card works. And then once they verify that the card works, they wait a little bit and then they go on this huge spending spree, trying to get as much stuff before the credit card company can flag it.
Wow. So, but wouldn't there be a worry there if you were the thief that you have to spend right away? Because it seems like a lot of people are on this stuff. Like, I might notice a day later, but that's it. What is that turnaround time where they get the card and they test it and they wait and then they spend?
It's normally around like a day to a week. It all depends on who has it. I mean, I don't know if you've ever gone to a gas station and like swiped your card and then within a couple of hours, there's a transaction down in Tennessee. Well, that's because someone it's called a skimmer. It's a very thin plastic cover over where you put your card in or where you tap your card. And it immediately stole all of your credit card information.
What?
So then they use it right away because they know that the card is active.
Oh my gosh.
The best way to circumvent that, by the way, is before you put your card in, just give it a really quick tug, because like it's very thin plastic, so it's going to come off. And like it needs to have like a really quick install and
to pull the actual plastic out.
No, don't wreck the machine. It's just like a like a little like Okay, we're good.
Wow, that's interesting. Let me ask you this, Jenna. Why sometimes when I go to a gas station, I'll put my card in and they'll say remove card rapidly. What do you know what that's about? I've always wondered. I've even talked about this on the air. Like, why are they hoping not to read the numbers? Why do they want me to pull my card out so fast? I don't understand that.
So on the back of your card, that black strip is magnetic.
Right.
And so it actually says your card information 3 times. So you need to my understanding, this isn't super my area, but this is just my understanding. You need to pull it out super fast, then you have that magnetic connection, which transfers the information.
I always wondered about that. You don't see it everywhere. It's just some. Let me ask you this: I have typically my own personal security. This is my down homespun cybersecurity plan was to put my passwords in an email and just never send it. Keep it in my drafts folder. How am I at risk for doing that? Is it not as an ingenious plan as I thought it was, or what?
What happens if your email's hacked?
Well, how would that happen?
Maybe you click on a link. Maybe you respond to a text person.
Yeah.
Maybe your Facebook or Instagram or X account is hacked, which is linked to your email.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay.
How about instead...
That was supposed to be my gotcha question.
How about instead you use something that's called a password vault?
Okay.
And there's many of these online. They're free. KeyPass, Bitwarden, 1Password, LastPass, or just to name a few.
Yeah.
All you need to do, and this is my trick, is you just need one super strong password. Think a sentence as your password instead of just like a word. And then you can store all of your passwords in there. And then, as long as no one knows what your sentence password is, they can't get your passwords. And what's even better is these password vaults generate secure passwords for you, so you never need to create passwords again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I always opt just to do my own so I can remember it. But my guest is Jenna Watkins, folks. She is in the competition. She's in the conversation for Miss Wisconsin. It all starts next week. She's currently Miss Turtle Creek. She's been Miss Harbor Cities. We've never had a Miss Nightlight, Conrad.
I mean,
change.
With it, well, that Todd was for a week, but it was like that was just interim. He had the interim title. So
who is the title now? Me?
I guess by default, yeah. I'm not really happy about it. I didn't even win. It's my show. Conrad won the competition.
Yeah, that's rough competition.
So now we're talking cybersecurity. I have to ask you this. Okay, I was going to do this as a bit on the show. Sometimes I get a text and they'll say, "Are you still at the office?" It's random. So I like to start conversations with these people, and I say really inane stuff. Sometimes I'll even say stuff that's kind of dirty because I'm testing them. And the most recent one is I told this girl who sent me a picture, and it's always some pretty 25-year-old Asian girl, and I say, "Oh, my name is Tristan. I'm going through a divorce. My wife is trying to take all my..." Like, I let them know I have a lot of money, and I'm successful, trying to get them to come out so I have something to talk about on this show, and they never do it. So what are they doing? What are they trying to do? Trying to get money, I assume, right?
So the first thing that they're doing is by sending that first text message, they want to see if someone's on the other end of that phone number and if they'll respond. So what's probably happening is with you responding, you're going to get more of these texts.
Right.
So if you want them on your
I'm a
show, I
lonely
guess
guy.
I guess that's a good option.
Well, I don't want them on the show. I want something to talk about. And look, I'm not opposed to, it's really strange. And can they hack me though? If I'm just texting them back and forth, am I at risk in any way for them accessing if I don't give them any?
If they send you a link and you click on it, if they send you any attachments, if you open up a picture that they send you, that might include malware.
Ooh.
So
we're in a gray area. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that.
It's a lot better to just delete them, but...
I wish you so much luck. I hope you are the next Miss Wisconsin. You're already Miss Nightlight. Conrad is giving up the title. You are our Miss Nightlight. And I hope we get to judge another contest together. This was fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Drive carefully. You got a long drive.
Mm-hmm.
And take the sash off before you drive and replace it with a seatbelt. Okay, we are coming right back. We're cooking pizza on the grill, folks. And maybe we'll get to eat some. We'll see. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I feel fine and I feel good. I'm feeling like I never
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home of Mino and the Mayor.
Appleton Cigar Company on College Avenue has been serving the community for over 25 years. If you are a cigar aficionado looking for a one-of-a-kind experience, you need to check out Appleton Cigar, which boasts the largest selection of cigars north of Milwaukee with over 706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
Escape to the hidden gem of the Midwest, Chula Vista Resort. Relax with modern comforts and breathtaking views. Thrill into water parks and swing into championship golf. Savor diverse dining options. Book your summer retreat now. Call 1-800-388-4782 or visit chulavistaresort.com.
Chula Vista Resort is one of the top 10 indoor water parks in the USA with 26 water slides over 1.5 miles long. Find out more at chulavistaresort.com.
Summer, summer, summer. It's time for Civic Media's Scotty Summer Text to Win contest right here on this local Civic Media radio station. We want to hook you up with $100 cash, Milwaukee Brewers club level tickets, and the chance to win a summer getaway to the Wisconsin Dells area or an escape to Door County. Download the free Civic Media app in the Google Play or App Store. Then listen in for the keywords during the 7 and 11 a.m. hour and 2 and 4 p.m. hour. Text in the keyword and get set to win. It's Civic Media's Scotty Summer. Matinee on Air.
State Representative Christian Phelps.
As somebody who's in my first term in the legislature, one of the striking things is how seldom the majority party speaks with us. I don't know how many of my colleagues personally feel LGBTQ people don't deserve freedom, but that's kind of irrelevant at the end of the day. They've already spent a number of days attacking trans people because those are days they don't have to spend defending their very unpopular economic agenda.
Matinee on Air, weekday mornings 9 to 11 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
All right, welcome back to Nite, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night. It is the Christmas Eve of weekdays, as I call it. And we are back now with my next guest, Danny Boehm. He is a Papa Murphy's pizza owner. He owns, would you consider yourself a mogul?
No.
Come on, you own multiple Papa Murphy's though, right?
Yep, the Appleton area, Green Bay, there's 10 stores in that area, and then Manitowoc, West Bend, Janesville, and Fort Atkinson are stores that we own, but there's 80 in the state with a bunch of other owners as well.
You know what's funny is I'm kind of mad at myself because my wife loves Papa Murphy's. I mean, I like it too, but we get it a lot to take it home because we're going to watch a movie 3 hours later and we don't want to go back out or we don't want to pay delivery fees or whatever. So she brings it home, and she got us into it about 12 years ago. And I was a little suspicious at first because the last name was Murphy and it wasn't something Italian, but it worked out great. It's delicious pizza. It's great to have you here, Danny. And who else do we have here?
My name is Nikki.
Nikki, nice to meet you. I'm Pete.
Nice to meet you, Pete.
All right. So what do you do, Nikki?
I make the pizzas.
You make the pizza just here or at the store?
I work at the stores.
Okay.
She runs some stores in Appleton for us.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
So I make that dough fresh for you. I chop your veggies nice and fresh every day.
Wow. That's she's got the sales pitch now.
There you go. That's why she's here.
All right, so Danny Boehm is my guest. You said 5 in Green Bay?
Yep.
5 in Appleton?
Two in De Pere.
Okay.
2 in Green Bay, and then Howard as well.
Wow. How busy does that keep? Are you just like going back and forth between stores all the time, or how does that work?
Just got some. I live 2 hours south, so we've got great people up here that run the stores and come up to help when needed. But yeah, we're lucky to have great people in our stores.
How did you get into this line of work? What made you want to buy into this franchise, I guess, is how it worked?
Had 2 friends that owned 3 stores originally. Derek and Ryan Strom are my partners.
Okay.
And then, we just have grown and acquired stores in Appleton, then Green Bay recently, like 4 years ago. So, yeah.
All right, you sold me. I want in.
Yeah, you're in.
I've got $32 in an offshore account.
Where's the check?
Okay, so you guys are nice enough to show up here tonight. We got all different kinds of pizzas here from Papa Murphy's, and you're grilling them. When did this become a thing, grilling pizza?
Yeah, grilling pizza is the best way.
Oh, wow, does that look good?
Yeah, that's a barbecue chicken pizza right there.
Oh, my God, I love that.
The smoky flavor you get from the grill is unmatched in a regular oven. So grilling pizzas is a great way to do it in summer. And obviously our pizza is good for winter when you want to turn the oven on, heat the house up a little bit.
Yeah.
But in summer, when you got to have our pizza, this is the best way to do it.
That looks fantastic. And that's a barbecue chicken pizza?
Yep.
Okay, what pizza goes the best on the grill? What are the easiest ones to grill?
They're all easy.
They're all
but
easy?
That one gets the little summer flavors in there with the barbecue sauce and the chicken, and the veggies.
What do the instructions come on the package to grill too?
To grill, there is some instructions on the package. My 2 cents would be to cook them low and slow so we don't burn the crust, and then just keep rotating it and keep it around 400 or 500 degrees. 425 is what we say for the oven, but grill is obviously hard to dial in sometimes.
So, what is your favorite pizza that you guys offer?
I love the Thai chicken. That's
which one is that over here? Is it
the Thai chicken?
Who's clapping for Thai chicken? Todd.
That's my favorite.
Todd Michaels. Oh, I like.
Yeah, that's the middle one right
look
there.
At that. Okay.
But yeah, that's a true Papa Murphy's lovers love the Thai chicken. That's a secret gem on the Papa Murphy's menu.
So, all right. So how did you? Give us a little background, if you would, Danny, about Papa Murphy's. Like, I feel like is it the franchise about 25 years old, maybe?
Yeah, 25, 30. Started out on the West Coast and has moved out this way. But yeah, we have some stores that have been here probably about 20, 25 years. Some of the older stores in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yep. But
how many, like, what makes Papa, like, I'm sure you've done this a million times, but why Papa Murphy's and why not Pizza Hut or Domino's or whatever? What makes Papa Murphy's different?
It's the fresh, exactly what Nikki was saying. The freshness of our ingredients is unmatched. We don't get anything in bags from a vegetable perspective. The freshest meats that don't have fillers and bindings in them. And we make our dough fresh every single day. And that's the secret recipe.
Does it cost more to do that?
To do it?
Like to make all those ingredients
Well,
fresh.
we also don't have the ovens in our store to cook the pizzas for you, so we put that money into the freshness of the ingredients, yeah.
So people they can't even get it cooked there if they want. You're unwilling to do that. Okay.
Unwilling, yes.
Not able to.
Yeah.
Listen, I'd love to help you out. I'd love to make your pizza for you, but we don't have that here.
Yeah, we don't have that here.
So are you the only owner of the stores in this area?
No, Ryan and Derek are partners with myself.
I'm sorry, but I mean, are there other Papa Murphy? Like, we have one in Marinette, I know.
Different owner.
Okay, different owner. Do all the owners get along?
All the time, yeah. We're one big happy family.
Are you all named Murphy? That's what I want to know. Your last name is Dame.
No, got a couple dogs that I know that are named Murphy around my world, but that's about it.
So how often do you eat Papa Murphy's at home?
Well, I have a 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and 3-year-old, so they love pizza. For a while, they only liked Costco pizza and didn't like ours, but now we're getting them into our pizza. That they love our XL and Y pizza. It's a sausage and pepperoni pizza that we do. But yeah, we're
going to bleep that out.
Starting to eat more and more. Yeah.
We have my last guest, Jenna Watkins, is here, and I can tell she wants a piece of pizza. Can you? Stop staring. They're delicious. Help yourself, right? I mean, she could be Miss Wisconsin.
Yeah, we're for you.
Absolutely.
You will be. So what is this one you're going to make now?
This one is pepperoni, green pepper, and onions.
All right.
Just a good staple.
Do you have a favorite, Nikki?
I'm a classic cheese eater, sir.
Just cheese pizza?
Fresh. We shred that fresh every day, and it's tasty. I'm born and raised dairy farmer here from Wisconsin.
Really?
So I do have to shout out June is Dairy Month.
Okay.
But a good old-fashioned cheese pizza, you can't go wrong. Our sauce is delicious.
I could not agree more. That's fantastic. All right, we are going to take a very quick break for some news. When we come back, folks, I'm gonna tell you what my favorite pizza is. What Danny is cooking here tonight. We are cooking pizza. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. We are out on the street, and everybody's staring. Look at people are taking pictures. Not just people who work here either. But we're gonna eat some pizza when we come back, and we're gonna do that pronto. So don't go anywhere. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Building tower foresight isn't anything at all. Why the sky until the sky
97.9 WGBW and WGBW.FM. You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A California senator who has called for the Los Angeles protest called them a crisis of Donald Trump's making, forcibly ejected from a California news conference held by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. As Alex Padilla entered the room and stepped toward Noem and tried to ask a question, agents grabbing the senator and pulling him out of the room, handcuffing him behind his back and pushing him face down on the floor. L.A. Mayor Karen Bass a short time later.
They've been threatening elected officials with arrests, and they just shoved and cuffed a sitting U.S. senator. How could you say that you did not know who he was?
House Speaker Mike Johnson saying the senator's action was inappropriate. The U.S. will be sending resources to India to help investigate the Air India plane crash. It went into a medical college after takeoff. At least 260 people dead, including at least 5 on the ground. Just one survivor of the 242 people on board the aircraft. This is ABC News.
The Redbirds come to town. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports, where the Brewers open a 4-game set against the Cardinals tonight in Milwaukee. Rookie right-hander Jacob Mizorowski gets the start. Veteran Aaron Savalier moved to the bullpen, now asking to be traded. The Crew losing 6-2 yesterday to the Braves. Rookie right-hander Chad Patrick gave up 5 runs in his 5 innings.
I don't know, honestly. Early on, just felt like I was behind in the counts. And then as we got going, was able to mix in some more breaking balls and changeups. So one of those days, you know.
NBA Finals, the Pacers beat the Thunder 116-107 to take a 2-1 lead in that series. NFL, Packers minicamp, Matt LaFleur on why they're taking a look at wide receiver Bo Melton at defensive back, the same position Melton's brother Max plays for the Cardinals.
His brother's a pretty good player as well. I just thought that if there is somebody that could potentially do both, he would be that guy.
That's Matt LaFleur with Sports on Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Many birthdays in one's life are milestones. There is turning 10, which is double digits. 21, you can get into bars legally. And 35, you can be president. For actress Elizabeth Hurley, turning 60 means she gets to post a pic on social media appearing in her literal birthday suit. That's right, naked at 60 and on social media are words that are typically abhorrent at best, but not for 0.00001% of the population, and that is Elizabeth Hurley and probably 3 other people. Hurley has starred in such films as Charlie's Angels, Austin Powers, and of course, Christmas in the Caribbean. This birthday story gets a little weirder when her son commented on the photo saying, "Happy birthday, Mama." So sweet. Again, probably 0.0001% of kids that wouldn't be mortified at a naked picture of a 60-year-old parent on Instagram. And to make things even weirder, and before you think you might have a shot, fellas, she's dating Billy Ray Cyrus, who calls her the love of his life. Who else has an achy breaky heart right now? For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Tonight and tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms with a cloudy sky. Low tonight, mid-50s. High tomorrow, mid-60s. Slight rain chances for the weekend, highs into the 70s. Temps start to warm up into next week as highs jump into the 80s. Currently at 62 degrees.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
Lily Roberts, she is from the Center for American Progress Action Fund.
They're trying to pretend that this bill would be good for the working class because of this really small carve out to our tax laws. The no tax on tips piece does not at all even come close to addressing the problem of wages in this country. You know, 1/3 of workers who work for tips in the first place don't make enough money to pay taxes at all.
The Maggie Dawn Show. Weekday afternoons 4 until 6 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show.
This week, I'm flipping the
Welcome back to Nightlight. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me on this Thursday night. We are outside the studio doing things a little differently tonight on this Thursday evening. It is a overcast, slightly windy day, and we thought that was the perfect time to go outside and eat some pizza from Papa Murphy's on the grill. Danny Boehm is here. Nikki is here. Should that be off the...
I was getting a little crispy there.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Danny Boehm is the owner of several Papa Murphy's pizza places, and he is here with a grill. We're grilling pizza. I know. Not saying people haven't heard of that, but I bet a lot of people haven't tried it yet. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you here, Danny. Yep. And Nikki, helping out.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Former dairy farmer turned Papa Murphy's employee, so that's outstanding. I am eating a piece of barbecue chicken pizza, and it is outstanding. So why does pizza taste better on the grill than it does when you cook it in your kitchen?
Yeah. Go ahead, Nikki. She's the grill master today. So
okay.
She can speak to that.
I believe love and happiness always makes everything taste better. As you can see, I've been out here skipping around, happy as can be. But also it is going to be, I believe, our freshness.
Yeah.
All these pizzas were made by hand just before we came here.
Right.
You know, so this is all dough that was prepped and made this morning. Our meats, our veggies are all fresh from today.
And that's kind of the Papa Murphy's thing, right? I
Absolutely.
remember when you guys first came about, and my wife was like, we got to go there. It's all fresh. And we were into this whole fresh thing. And you can see people making them when you go in. That's what I like. Yep. Right?
Yes.
And then you pair that with the grill and the smokiness you get from the grill. It just gives it that extra flavor that you got.
When did the grilling with pizza start? When did that phenomenon take hold?
I think people have been grilling pizzas for a lot longer than we used to do. A lot more things in the parks, and where we would just grill pizzas for people for different events, and COVID and that stuff took some of that away. We got to try to rebuild that back up. But we've been grilling pizzas from Papa Murphy's World for a long time. It's just spreading the word because you got to battle hot dogs and brats and all that stuff that people like to grill.
Pizza?
But got to throw pizza on the grill every once in a while.
I think you could probably. People have been doing this for a while. You could probably go into a cave and there'd be cave drawings of people putting pizza on the grill like that. So. But you guys do a lot of other stuff. You make great pizza. Now we're making it on the grill. We're eating it on the radio, which is probably a little rude, but it tastes too good not to eat. Talk about what you guys do in the community.
Yeah, we do fundraisers weekly with all of our stores. Anyone that we have big banners in our stores that got our email address, it's pmwisconsin@gmail.com. If anybody wants to sign up for a fundraiser with us, we'd be happy to do it. We do fundraisers where you bring people into the store and you just market it to your people, and then we'll give you a kickback based on the sales of the day, or else we do some that we've raised in the thousands, $2,000, $3,000 for people if they want to take our pizzas and do a fundraiser or do a pizza sale. So a lot of options.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So what were you doing, Danny, before you got into the pizza racket? What was your profession?
I've been doing this for 10 years. Okay. So just out of college was not a great time. It was about 2009, so bad things were happening in 2009. But got a job in marketing, did that for 3-4 years. And then, like I said, we had some friends that were looking to expand in the Papa Murphy's world. So we bought into some extra other stores together. They had a couple, and then when I came on, we bought some more and have just been growing little by little since then.
So you bought into a franchise. You're still a young guy when you do this. What put you over the hump, so to speak, like where you're like, yeah, let's do this? I mean, it's a risk with anything.
Yeah.
But was it one of those things like where you believed in the product?
Young and stupid. No, believed in the product.
A little bit of both, probably, yeah.
Loved the product, wanted to do something, something for ourselves and grow a business together with some friends. And, it's worked out great. And yeah.
So I asked. Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I asked you this in the last segment. And Nikki, I know you're not allowed to answer this. This is a question for Danny. What makes Papa Murphy's, like, why? Why would you tell people to eat your pizza or order your pizza? Because some people don't want to cook it themselves. So it's got to be that much better in order to get them to do that, right? I know that's what got us into buying it, or my wife. So, So why Papa Murphy's?
It really, it is the freshness of the ingredients, the dough that we make every day, even just the little stuff like. A lot of people get cheese in bags that's already shredded, that's got paper in it and whatever to keep it from spreading, from clumping together. We shred all of our cheese every single day. Shred cheddar, shred mozzarella. But that just all the extra little steps that we do make that finished product come out.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's a Thai chicken pizza. Folks, we're making radio history. I don't think a Thai chicken pizza has ever been A, cooked on the radio, and B, eaten. And I am going to mow that sucker at the next break. We'll cut that up.
Yep.
Sir, Papa Murphy's, check them out.
Need a
You
slice?
can grill it.
Need a slice? All right.
He doesn't trust us. All right, so you have also I know a lot of people are watching what they eat more and more, even though they eat good ingredients. They might have a lactose intolerance or something like that. You have a cheese-free or dairy-free cheese. How does that work?
Go ahead, Nikki.
So it is a made item that we do purchase and bring into the store to have available for those people that do have certain allergies or just want to eat healthier.
Yeah.
It is made, but it still comes in fresh. We get it every few days. It's very popular. We also have a gluten-free option. That one is by far the best option. It's a good bang for your buck, but it's also really tasty. We've heard a lot of people can't find a delicious gluten-free crust.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, ours are really good.
And it, like, even as early as 3 or 4 years ago, the gluten stuff was so expensive. Yep. And now it's come down a little bit. But what is it about? Why is that harder to make, a gluten-free crust, I should say?
Yeah, we partner with Udi's. They're a big gluten-free brand.
Okay.
But they do a great job with that crust to pair with our ingredients the best way to make it a great item for people that do prefer the gluten-free.
Would you be able to tell the difference if something was gluten-free?
Yeah, you can. It's a little, it's just obviously it doesn't have the gluten-type properties, but it's also healthier for you. But if you didn't know, you would just be like, this is a great pizza.
Do you have an extra gluten crust? I want more gluten.
You're eating it.
Right, that's the normal one.
This is normal.
Tasty one.
Danny, let me ask you something. Do you like movies?
I like movies, yeah.
All right.
I've been watching a lot of kid movies lately. But
you got kids?
Well, yeah.
Well,
8, 6, and 3. Bennett, Carson, and Miles. So give them a little shout out.
Yeah, that's all. They like their pizza grilled?
They haven't had a grilled pizza, so we'll have to get them on that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what movies do you watch with them?
Oh.
Do you have like a favorite or one that you hope they recommend because you've seen everything?
We're on a big Santa Claus kick for a while.
Okay.
So they love Santa Claus. Now we're trying to get them back into the cool movies that I used to watch when we were little. So, yeah, all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, that all makes another comeback, and they love that. But yeah.
Are they Toy Story fans? Do they like that whole franchise?
Yeah, we've watched Toy Story many, many times, all 4 or 5 or 6 of them, however
That's
many they
great.
got. Yep.
So this is like the greatest, when I grew up, it was always Friday, pizza, and movies at home. And when I was a kid, there was 3 channels. So it was like the movie of the week or whatever it was, and then VCRs came out and all that kind of stuff. But that is, to me, more of a thief. Citizen's arrest. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, he's got the beer. He's clear.
All good.
I didn't mean to scare you. Thank you, sir. He said Papa Murphy says the best. Look at that. And not just because we gave him free pizza either. Yeah. But hello. So I think that's as much of an American tradition as Friday or Saturday night pizza night and movies. And we talk about movies every night on Night Lite and TV shows and what you're binge watching and that kind of stuff. What pizza would you like? What are your favorite kind of movies?
I like action movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite, like the Mission Impossible stuff?
Yeah, Mission Impossible, love them. Born Identity, the Born series, I love watching those, yeah.
What pizza goes best with an action movie?
I would go... I think a Thai chicken is just the way you got to go. So that's just my favorite pizza. So I could eat that one with the romance, or I could eat that one with an action film.
All right. And what about you, Nikki? Do you have a favorite type of movie genre or something you like? We just did the popcorn pick of the week. I'd love to add a pizza pick of the week, because popcorn you eat at the theater, but people, when they watch movies at home, they make pizza, right?
Right.
So what is your favorite
we
kind
get a
of
little
movie?
sponsorship for you.
Hey,
Pizza pick of the week.
Pizza pick of the week. I love it.
I like a little bit more of that scary, gory horror stuff.
When
I
you're
like
eating
that.
pizza?
You got to be under the blanket. Yeah.
Okay.
Got to scream with the greasy fingers and
sauce all over, looking like blood.
Wait, are you still under the covers at your age? You're is that how you watch scary movies?
Well,
Okay.
of course.
So what's your favorite kind of maybe not a red sauce if you're going for the gore? Maybe you go with a nice garlic sauce or something.
Absolutely. We actually have an oil and garlic sauce. We have
I have that. That's
we have an herb
outstanding.
chicken Mediterranean. It comes with the
Love
feta
that.
cheese. And then it also has our little secret zesty herbs on the top, which are my new found favorite. I've been putting
Nice.
them on our salads.
Okay.
And it is just prime time.
Oh, I forgot about the salads. Tell us about the salads. You guys have excellent salads.
Yeah,
too.
so we have a couple that are, all available at all times. We like to make them fresh for you. You can build your own. That's kind of my jam right now. I like to build my own with my fresh toppings. You can also put meat, so like chicken is a big option. But yeah, the zesty herbs, we have a cheesy blend too. I like to throw a little bit of that in there as well. Just makes it a little different than the same old. And then it's still healthy,
Yeah. So, all right. So when I was a kid, I remember a lot of people liked milk and pizza. Like, I don't know if it was the tomato sauce with the milk. To me, it's Coke. Coke and pizza. Some people beer and pizza. What's your favorite drink with pizza?
Yeah, I'd either go with a good old Wisconsin old-fashioned or a spotted cow or something.
That. Old-fashioned's good. What about you, Nikki?
A glass of milk with ice. I like my milk on ice.
We got to go to a break. I can't. I don't think I can. Sorry. Milk with ice?
Yes, delicious.
Wow, with pizza?
Yes, and a bowl of ice cream at the end.
No kidding.
Yes.
I like that. That's like that's almost like subversive in a way. I think the government should have a file on you. I thought we were going to lose the barbecue chicken pizza. Should we offer them pizza? I don't know. How you doing, folks?
They can have one.
All right. You guys want a piece of pizza? It's free. Okay. They don't know us, though. We're not like wearing civil. If you had like a Papa Murphy's T-shirt on, maybe they'd go, "Oh, it's an accredited pizza place." Okay.
I do. They could see.
Oh, there you go. Hang like this on the. All right, we are live out on the street here, folks, outside the Nightlight Studios here at WGBW on Washington Street in beautiful downtown Green Bay with Danny Boehm and Nikki from Papa Murphy's. Danny owns several Papa Murphy stores. You're not a mogul, though. You made a point to say you're not quite a mogul yet.
No.
How much do you make if I bought that pizza? How much of that's going into your pocket?
4 cents.
So we got
very low margins.
I appreciate you now being here even more. You're walking out of here with 16 cents. That's not, and you got to drive back to Milwaukee. So, Danny Boehm's here. He owns several Papa Murphy's here in the Green Bay, Fox Valley area, and in De Pere, Green Bay, Appleton, and then Howard. Okay. What is going on with Howard? That is like everybody's moving to Howard.
There's a lot of stuff going in Howard.
You had to go there, right? You had to put a
store.
store.
We were there before everyone else.
Were you really?
No, everyone's up there. Yeah.
I don't get it. Where do you live, Nikki? Are you local?
I'm from the Appleton area. I live right by the airport there.
Oh, so you guys don't work together on a daily basis?
We talk together on a daily basis.
A little too much for your liking, Nikki?
No, I try not to bother him. I feel bad sometimes.
Are we segueing to employee relations with their boss? Yeah.
Have you ever won Employee of the Month?
Every month.
Every month, she's your go-to girl.
I believe in my kids. To be honest, I couldn't take that title.
Oh wow!
I have a great team. I really
do. So modest. That's like a total Papa Murphy's modesty thing. I don't get. Let me ask you this, Danny: if you weren't in this racket, what would you be doing?
Yeah, probably would have been
golfing.
Well, if I could be,
for
a professional golfer, I'd be at the U.S. Open this week. Yeah.
You that
but
good?
no,
okay.
No, I'd be doing something in the marketing world probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we are grilling pizzas here. Danny Boehm is here. We're grilling Papa Murphy's. We've made a. If you're in the area, folks, come on over. We got a few more minutes. The pizza's out here. It's cooling off a little bit, right? Todd's eating all the pizza. Todd Michaels, that is. You guys are going to be here tomorrow morning too with Mino and the mayor, right?
Yep.
Listen, do not take any of their nonsense.
You got it.
They're gonna play tricks on. No, I'm kidding. They're gonna eat a lot of pizza. Are you gonna cook that early?
We're gonna cook that early.
Oh, I love that. All right, we are making pizza on the grill. We're gonna come back. We'll have a few more minutes with Danny and Nikki here. Danny Boehm is one of the owners of Papa Murphy's. I tried to weasel my way into the franchise. He would not even humor me. I've got cash. I can buy my way in. Eliza, are you filming all of this? Can we edit some of it out later? Okay, Danny dropped an F-bomb. I just want to make sure. All right, we're coming right back, folks. To wrap this up, it's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Wisconsin is brats on the grill for a tailgate. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Hey, it's John Mino.
And Jim Schmidt from Mino and the Mayor.
Want to stay in the loop with all things Northeast Wisconsin? Sign up for the WGBW weekly newsletter.
Get the latest local stories, updates on the weather, and a special feature from our Mino and the Mayor podcast.
It's your one-stop shop for real news and great conversation in Northeast Wisconsin.
Log on to WGBW.FM today and get signed up.
Real news, great conversation. Sign up today at WGBW.FM/newsletter.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.fm and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.fm. We can work together to have real news and great conversation while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
Summer, summer, summer. It's our Scotty Summer statewide text to win contest on your local Civic Media radio station. For a complete list of contest rules, log on civicmedia.us/contest-terms. Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
Mayor of Sheboygan, Ryan Sorensen.
If you want strong communities, you need to have strong quality childcare accessibility in your community. You know, whether you have kiddos or not, it impacts you whether directly or indirectly. And that's why, you know, being supportive of programs from the state level that can support local agencies is vitally, vitally important. So it's all intertwined.
This is not just for parents of small children.
This is mission critical.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show. Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on WGBW and WISS. And the Civic Media app. Matt Nair on air.
Rick Breedis here, an economics instructor.
Remember the film Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? A driver is riding parallel to him and honking their horn and saying, "You're going the wrong way." And Candy and Steve Martin go, "Ha ha ha, how do they know where we're headed?" Congress and the administration are saying, "This is what we're going to do for our budget." But at the end of the day, the Congressional Budget Office basically said that bill is going to create another $3.8 trillion in debt over the next 10 years.
Matt Nair on air. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
Shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
You couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Come work with us. Civic Media has a number of great jobs.
Hey, we're back. All right, this is Pete Schwaba and Nite. Great to have you with me tonight, folks. We are doing things a little differently. If it sounds like I have food in my mouth, I do. I'm eating Papa Murphy's Pizza out on Washington Street here in beautiful downtown Green Bay. My guest is Danny Boehm. He is a Papa Murphy's owner. He owns several stores where they make this delicious pizza. I just had a piece of Thai chicken pizza. How you guys doing? We got some onlookers. Do you guys want pizza? They said they were full. All right. It's $12 for this piece. No, I'm just kidding. This is Thai chicken. We're broadcasting live here on Washington Street outside WGBW. We have a family of 4 who is eyeing the pizza. I cannot stress enough how good this pizza is. Have you ever had Papa Murphy's at home? Really? Oh, this is a perfect. You know what? Here. He's got. The little guys love the pepperoni. You're going to love that. All right. We're not charging you, but we will take tips. I mean, if you want to leave a few bucks. It's going to taste really good with your gelato. Awesome. My guest is Danny Boehm, and Nikki is here too. Nikki is Danny's. You sound like Danny's kind of right-hand person in this area, at least in the Fox Valley and Green Bay.
We can say that for today.
Okay, fair enough. And you told us you like ice in your milk.
Yes, sir.
And you said some of your coworkers are giving you a hard time.
Absolutely.
All right. So what we're doing tonight, folks, we're cooking pizza on the grill from Papa Murphy's. Danny is here. He's brought a Thai chicken pizza, some pepperoni. We've got barbecue chicken. See you guys later. And it's all delicious stuff. So I implore you, try some Papa Murphy's on the grill. It's great stuff. And it goes great with action movies, as Danny will attest to. He said he likes to watch action movies with his pizza, and I could not agree more. We'll have a couple more minutes with Danny and Nikki here. Right now, we've got some texts we've got to get through. Lori from Hayward She is in the 715, says, Pete, I would definitely suggest not keeping your passwords in a file on your phone. You should definitely write them down somewhere else secure. Have you guys ever been hacked?
No.
Not yet? All right. My phone bogged down and will not open, so I have lost all that information as well as pictures and phone numbers. According to iPhone, that stuff is irretrievable, and at this point in time, I have also lost $4,000 from a credit card 4 years ago by someone in California, as well as $1,600 by someone in Minneapolis when I worked in the cities. Credit card companies covered that, but it sure put the fear of God in me. As far as using my credit card goes, Lori from Hayward. Thank you, Lori. Boy, Lori's had some traumatic experiences there. And then Todd Michaels texted, hey, are you at the office? It's a callback to her. I had a cybersecurity expert here. I had to ask her that. I try to keep these people that text me random stuff going. Like I'll just give them a fake name and try to find out what they're after. But
my father-in-law Ed used to always write all the passwords down in a book, and we learned that from
hard copy.
Hard copy.
Nice.
Did he lose the hard copy? When he did, it was a problem. But
somebody used it to start a bonfire or something. Steve from Florida says Pee Wee Herman was a celebrity that would make me wonder, who is this guy? That was our question tonight, folks. We had some fun with that one. Who is a celebrity you just don't understand? Like, why are they famous? For me, it was the Kardashians and a little bit Mark Wahlberg. For Conrad, it was an internet sensation called Fred. Tomorrow night on the show, we've got comedian Steve Hofstetter will be joining me and actress Stephanie Gurno. And then it is a bar band Friday night. So Rocker will be filling in for Terry Barr once again, who is on vacation, and he will be bringing new music and sparkling conversation. How's the pizza, Conrad? Oh, we got another text? Oh, what are we looking at here? Tom from New Berlin says, Twist from Pulp Fiction. Okay. The dance. Yeah. We were talking about that last night. So, closing thoughts, guys. This is exciting. You probably picked up a family of 4, some new fans.
There we go.
Gave some free pizza. That'll come back 12-fold, right?
You betcha.
At the till. What are you going to cook tomorrow morning with Mino and the mayor? Because that'll be fun, too.
Yeah, we missed a couple here. Took a little bit to get through cooking them all, but we'll cook the other ones tomorrow. We got some... Nikki's a cheese girl, so starting out the morning with a cheese pizza would probably be just fine. A little light.
Yeah. Do you you get a lot of these, I would say younger people down here in Green Bay. They're more, I don't eat this, I don't eat this. Have you thought about cooking a gluten-free pizza tomorrow, or do you have like a breakfast pizza or something?
We can do a gluten-free pizza. We don't have a breakfast pizza, but we have a cinnamon wheel, kind of like a cinnon
those are good.
buns.
Those are
we can bring one of those for you if you're going to help us eat it tomorrow.
I'll be asleep up in my...
Oh, all right.
Even the puppy likes Papa Murphy's.
Look at that. You guys might pay for that later, but do you have a doggy pizza you could offer on your menu? I think that could be kind of fun. We should play a joke on Mino and just tell him they're out of pizza tomorrow morning, because
he ate it all.
He'll eat a whole pizza himself. So what else can you tell us about Papa Murphy's? We've got about a minute left. This has been so fun, you guys. Danny Bame is here, Papa Murphy's. We're cooking pizza on the street, on the grill, folks. So if you haven't tried that, try it definitely this summer. But
I would say best ways to save money with us is going to become part of our text and email club. We text and email out stuff weekly to get good deals for 25-30% off, or different deals on our side items and stuff like that. I know times are tough and everything's getting more expensive, and just if you can save a couple bucks, having a nice family-friendly meal, we're happy to accommodate.
That's outstanding. And I will say this too: I'm not a coupon guy. I never really have been, just because I can't keep track of them. But Papa Murphy's is one of the few places that you guys put the coupons right on the packaging,
Or we do that,
and we would just put it right on the fridge. It's like, so kudos for that. I wanted to give you a compliment. That's the only place I've been able to remember to use coupons, because it's so easy.
That's why we try to text or email them, so you can just search easy. Yeah.
Outstanding. Well, so I would say, Todd Michaels is here. You're going to be producing the show tomorrow. What's your favorite that we've cooked here tonight? The Thai chicken. Thai chicken, me too. And Eliza? Sir, would you like a slice of pizza?
Pizza?
Argentina. How about a foot rub? Okay. Oh, now he comes back. Yeah. You want a piece of pizza? No. Yeah, we're on the radio.
We're on the radio.
We're online, on the radio, everywhere. Yeah. You're well, welcome, sir. It's nice to have you. Have a great night, and you're welcome to take a piece of pizza. Okay. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight, folks. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Jenna Watkins. Thank you, Danny Bame and Nikki, for being here. This is so much fun.
Thanks for having
us.
Thank
you, Eliza, for filming. Todd, for being here on your night off. Sort of a night off. All right. We'll be back tomorrow night, folks. On behalf of the lovable producer, Conrad, good night, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, take me to